tonight, what we're focused on with the Awakened Business Masterclass, we do this once a month specifically to help you feel encouraged, motivated, inspired, and want to provide some educational value to help you grow your work, your business, your efforts. Like, that's the whole point, is to help pour into you. And the way that we do that is by highlighting a couple of our executive contributors, 3 usually each month, who are part of our community of the magazine, and have them share on a particular topic. Tonight, we're talking about clearing away the clutter so that we can elevate and grow our life and our business. And so, I provide these topics that they're a little bit broad, just so I give our executive contributors a bit of flexibility in what they want to share. And so tonight, we had planned on having another executive contributor with us, Lauren Dickinson. And unfortunately, just yesterday, she got some really tough news about her partner's health. And so she just felt like mentally it wasn't going to be, like she wasn't going to be on her A game. And so I said, hey, no problem, no worries at all. And so what she's going to do is put together kind of a PDF of the things that she was going to talk about to develop a personal retreat in order to, kind of clear away the clutter. And so I'll send that to you with a link tomorrow with the replay of this video so that you'll be able to take advantage of that. She's a CEO of Orion Retreats, and she's just an amazing person and a great interview if you haven't listened to that on Awakened Magazine. All right. If you could just make yourself muted. I think most of you have your video on. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And we are going to get started with Amanda Slade. Her business is Co-Create Your Success, and co-createyoursuccess.com. You can check out what she does, and she'll have a moment at the end of our time together to share with you a free gift, as well as I'll put her links in the chat. And I do want you to know this, just to reiterate, there's no pitch at the end, other than I do give both of our executive contributors the opportunity to just tell you a little bit about what they do if you wanted to connect with them. But so don't plan on, there's no pitch, there's nothing at the end of this time. It's just, we're here to invest in you and educate and be with together. All right. So before we get started, can we just take a breath together? Would we do that? All right, here we go. We're going to take in through the nose and then out through the mouth. If you wouldn't mind, because I know we're all muted, just maybe even just a little vibration out of your mouth, just to allow that to vibrate through your body and kind of get centered. So here we go. Eyes closed, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Fully arriving at this time in this space to be encouraged, to be reminded that you are not alone in all the wonderful things that you're doing, that there are people, family members, friends, and colleagues, those of us here on this call who value you, appreciate you. We're thankful for all the ways that you are investing in our world. We recognize your gifts. We remind you in this moment that your gifts are needed, wanted, and valued by our world, by humanity. You are here at this time and this space for a reason. We get the privilege of being on this earth at the same time together. How cool is that? We get to be together on this earth right now together. And what you bring to the table, your gifts, your talents, your experiences are so needed. One more big deep breath into the nose. And exhale. Go ahead and slowly open your eyes. Thank you. All right. Well, Amanda, I want to welcome you to begin to share your wisdom with us.
Great. Thank you, David. And boy, did I need that. So, hey, everybody, super excited about being here tonight. And I'm going to talk about clearing the clutter in a different way. It's all about vibrations. So, you're always manifesting. So, my question to you, are you always manifesting what you really want? And if not, you do have a choice. So, just remember everything in the world is energy, your energy. This is energy. Our body is energy. Our thoughts, our feelings, our beliefs are all energy. So it's really about the energy that you're carrying within you and that what you're vibing out into the world. So the more that you're aware of your energy, the more that you understand what you want to create and manifest is a certain energy, the more that you can manifest what you truly want in any aspect of your life, your relationships, health and well-being, your career, business, money, so that you can really prosper and thrive. So if you're not manifesting what you want, then it's about shifting the clutter, shifting what's in your thoughts, in your feelings, in your beliefs, in your words, and your actions, which are all energy. It's about being that vibrational match to your desire, to your vision. Okay. So are you vibrationally congruent with what you want right in the moment? This is really the science of manifestations. So how many of you were taught or experienced or witnessed that when you grew up that you had to work hard for the money? Raise your hand, right? Or that you were taught that you had to keep your nose to the grindstone in order to be successful, right? Right. Yeah. And maybe you had to really sacrifice yourself in order to have the success you wanted. I know I did. That was the corporate ladder I went up. I was 20 years in corporate, VP of sales and marketing, really successful. However, I did not have everything that I wanted. So what if I told you that that doesn't have to be the case? Does everyone want that? That we can have it with ease and grace and fun and joy, all of that, right? So I'm not saying that you don't have to focus. Of course you do. And do you have to be intentional? But when you're in vibrational alignment, a vibrational match to what you want, then what happens is it's easier and it's much more graceful. So I would love if you would put in the chat, what's something that you really want to manifest in the next 30 days? And I'm going to show you how to do that today and show you how to clear out that clutter. So put in the chat, what is it that you want to manifest? Just one thing in the next 30 days. It can be personal, professional, a specific thing, a specific person, whatever it is. All right, less stress. Yes, we like that. I'm right there with you on that. Donations for my nonprofit. So keep on putting it in the chat because this is your intention, better health. And on that better health, be more specific. What does better health mean to you? All right. So what gets in your way? Well, it is that energetic clutter. It's what's in your mind, your mental body with outdated thoughts and beliefs. And it's what's in your heart, your emotional body. Where is there emotional stagnation? Where may be you holding on to the pain of the past? Or where is there even conditioning programming that might not even be yours, but it's what you took on and it's what you believe? So let's say that you want to have a love relationship, but you don't feel lovable or you don't feel worthy of having the type of relationship that you want. Or maybe you want to be a service to other. I know there's a lot of people here on this call and that will be listening. You know you're here for a purpose, right? You know you're here for a reason. You know you're here to be of service. But do you get in your own way? Do you self-sabotage yourself by not getting things done the way that you would like to get them done or not even taking the steps? And you don't even know what's going on about that. Well, that's because there's energetic clutter there. Or maybe you want to generate more revenue. Maybe you want to serve more people. But within you, there's not a congruency to do that because maybe you think, oh, well, if I have more people or generate more revenue, I'm going to be too busy. I might not have time for myself. And maybe I will get lost in what I'm doing. So I don't know if I really want that. And you may not even know that you're thinking that. That could be subconsciously what's cluttering you up. So these are energetic misalignments and they work at cross purposes. So even though you want this, you're vibing here. It's vibing here, but you're vibing here. So what happens is you try to work really hard at what you want and you get in your way and you're not having the results that you want. So even though you say you want it, underneath there's a vibration that's running you and you don't really believe maybe you deserve it or are worthy of it or even believe that you can have it. So there's a lack of confidence and trust in yourself and low self-esteem and even lack of confidence and trust in the universe. And when I say the universe, I mean maybe however you define the divine, God, your spirit guides, your team, your etheric team, the angels, whatever that is for you. So just remember, again, you're always manifesting. So what do you really want to manifest? And I can tell you that you might not understand what energetically is roiling around in you and getting in your way because it could be the past, could be conditioning and programming, could be ancestral codings. What's the generations past brought through? It could be family imprints and beliefs that you took on as your own when they're really not your own. Could be past life bleed throughs. And what I mean past life bleed throughs, it's past lives you've had before and you didn't complete something in that lifetime. Maybe there's something that you're upset about or something that needs to be completed in that lifetime. And it comes through to this lifetime so you can complete it. So how many of you feel like you're really successful in one area of your life, but maybe not another? Yes? Like I was super successful in my career and, I'm very successful in my business. However, I used to have it. I couldn't have a love relationship in a family also because I had some belief systems around that. I had some past life bleed throughs around that. So I couldn't have both. It was an either or versus an and. So with that, what happened was that is what got in my way to have everything that I wanted. So how did I shift this? I shifted this because I was able to put in place the 5 A's. And the 5 A's help you understand what's going on within you. It's not just intellectually what's going on, but energetically what's going on. So then I could take the action to transform the energetic patterns, the clutter that was getting in the way and that I was stuck in. So the 5 A's are acknowledge, awareness, acceptance, action, alignment. Again, acknowledge, awareness, acceptance, action, alignment. And what that means is you acknowledge that something's happening that's getting in your way. There's an old pattern. There's stinking thinking. There's stuck emotions. Maybe there's even someone around you that isn't the vibration that you need to be around and you need to move on. So maybe you're stuck in some old third dimensional fears and patterns that no longer are serving you. So when you acknowledge that, then you can make a choice and you can move into the fifth dimension. The fifth dimension is the energy of love, of joy, peace, flow, prosperity, abundance, co-creation. Anyone want any of that? Yes? Yeah. Yeah. So then you go into awareness. So you acknowledge something's not working. You go into awareness. You go into looking at what is the source of the issue, what needs to shift, what needs to be shift within your chakras, your energy bodies, and how does it need to shift? The next one is acceptance. Accept what is this. It's not about judging yourself. It's about just saying these energies are revealed and they don't work for me. They aren't getting me what I want. They are not leading me into the potential that's there. There isn't a congruency. And acceptance doesn't mean you're condoning an action either by yourself or another, but it is about letting go, and it is also about forgiving yourself. Then you take action. The action is when you know something's off, then you do something about it. And that action, what I have found works, is energetic healing and transformation. If you don't heal it energetically, you can understand it intellectually. I was super codependent. I understand my codependency, but what I didn't know how to do is get out of it. But the energetic healing and transformation does that. And then the last piece is alignment. When you energetically heal and transform it, you can move into a different energetic alignment, and you've cleared the path. The clutter is cleared. And when that alignment occurs, you become a vibrational match. And here's part of the science of this. When you heal it at an energetic level and you're creating new patterns are created through the thoughts and the feelings and the beliefs, which create new neural pathways, which makes it easier. So if you're not changing it at an energetic level, at a cellular level, then you're going to keep on manifesting the same types of situations and results. So one of the things that I'm going to share with you is a solution, and it's called the Diamond Co-Creative System. And this is a leading edge technology derived from sacred geometry. And I'm not going to go in depth. We don't have enough time tonight to do that. But I'm going to share something with you. And what this technology and the sacred geometry does is it helps you realign to who you are and also to align to that which is in your highest order and also your infinite diamond potential. Because you're sacred geometry, the universe is sacred geometry, it all works together and it makes it easier and quicker to manifest the results that you want. So what I'm sharing with you at this point is a gift that I'm going to give you, and it's called the Universal Manifestation Template. And it's a tool that we use to help you manifest and energetically align to that what you desire. And how you use this is you put your intention on it. Remember, I asked you in the beginning, what would you like to do for the next 30 days? What would you like to manifest? When David later on shares this gift with you, you can download this for free. And what happens is, as you're working with the template, it's going to help you see what's out of alignment, where the clutter is, so that you can clear the clutter energetically, and that you can align to the value and the frequency of what you want to manifest. And it will also show you when it's not in your highest order. I literally have used this to try to create a business. Everything about that business fell away when I used it. But I've also used it to create new homes, revenue, clients, relationships. And it's so magical when it happens, because what you're doing with this manifestation template is also co-creating with the universe. You're not doing it alone. You're doing it with the universe. You're asking for help to help advocate and for you and really conspire with you to create what you want. And so in that frequency, there is no clutter. Thanks, David.
Thank you so much, Amanda. And we'll share those links at the end of our time together. Really appreciate your heart, your passion, your desire to help us co-create what it is that we have, in our hearts and our minds, and some great reminders tonight for sure. So, Mana, will you take the mic?
Yes, I will. I just manifested that. I was looking at my watch. I was like, when do I manifest my time to speak? Okay, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. On the topic of alignment, I am going to talk about core values and boundaries. Okay, so right into that, I want to maximize the 15 minutes I have with you. You might be asking why personal core values are so important to this topic of decluttering our life. What do values have to do with that, right? Now, values are a part of us. They highlight what we stand for, and they can represent our unique individual essence. And they act as the primary driving force behind our actions and behaviors that provide us with kind of a set of boundaries for ourselves, not for others. Okay, boundaries for ourselves to live by, alongside a personal code of conduct. Now, my personal experience studying my own top core values and sticking to them as much as possible has led me to where I am today. Okay, perhaps the happiest and the most satisfied I've ever been in my life. So I was the CEO of American Red Cross, the youngest they ever had at age 26, and it looked really great. It looked like a great job, and it was until it wasn't. I felt unhappy. I felt exhausted. I felt dissatisfied. And on closely studying my core values, which is freedom is my top core value, I realized that I wasn't living my core value every day. Okay. I was stuck in an office, mostly fundraising for them. And then I would show up for photo ops, and it didn't feel freeing. It didn't feel like I was expressing my core value every day. So fast forward to 2024, I'm a therapist, I'm a psychic medium, I'm a death doula, and I run my own nonprofit, which is in its seventh year. We are in 17 countries. So how did I get to where I am today is just by following my core values and creating my boundaries using my core values. So what I want to do today is give you a 4-step process to create your boundaries. And one of those 4 steps is really understanding what our core values are. So we'll dive deep into that. I believe that, our decisions, big or small, when guided by our core values, keep us on the path and purpose of why we are here in the first place. With a firm understanding of your core values, and the decisions that you have to make in your life can be made much easier, much faster, and with great confidence. Okay, so much like the core values that companies have, businesses have, our personal core values are also there to guide us. They're there to guide our behavior and our choice. It just makes it much easier if you know your core value to then have a beautiful boundary, reinforce it, and communicate it. Now, if we don't take the time to establish our core values, what happens is mostly we get guided by our belief systems. Okay, we think our belief systems are the same as our core values, and they're not. Sometimes our belief systems are not even in sync with your core values. So when we consciously use our core values to choose friendships, relationships, business partnerships, it allows us to be wise in managing our personal resources like time and money and our energy. That's a big thing for me, energy. And so personal core values. In psychic mediumship, that's what I do. I teach psychic mediumship, and I'm also a death doula, a death educator. I find myself in the center of lots of heavy energy. Okay, I'm often in the center of grief and sadness and PTSD and all kinds of things. And I think to be healthy and to do psychic mediumship for 17, 18 years, it was really important for me to develop a process that would allow me to keep all the outside energies outside. Okay, none of those get to me physically or in my energy space. So let's do that. What I want to do is give you the 4 steps, and then we'll dive into step number 3, which is the core value. Okay, so you want to have a notebook and a pen ready for this. The The first step to identifying your identifying your boundaries. When I say boundaries, I'm not talking about abandoning or rejecting or cutting people off. We're not talking about that. Okay, I want to be clear, because sometimes you may physically remove people from your life and you're still triggered by them, right? We still feel like, I don't want to mention that person. I don't want to talk about it. So that obviously tells you that you don't have a boundary. You don't have a soul contract. Just by not seeing someone doesn't mean that you have a boundary with them. Okay, the way we create boundaries in psychic mediumship is, even if that person has triggered you in the past, you should be in a place where you can sit down with them and it doesn't really impact you. You're neutral. You come in a place that's very neutral. Okay. So step number one to creating really strong boundaries is to have a wonderful intention. Okay. We cannot, like Amanda was saying, um, you cannot downgrade the power of intention, right? We gotta have strong intentions. So you're going to walk around with the intention that nothing negative ever gets into your space. 93% of what goes out into your space is your state of mind. Okay, so we all have a beautiful biospace, a biofield, and 93% of that aura or the biofield is filled with your state of mind. So whatever you're thinking is going to be projected out, and that's what's going to come back to you, right? It's science. So you want to make sure that you're walking around with a state of mind that says, hey, nothing negative will ever come into my space. Okay, so that's step number one. The second step to creating really strong boundaries is to be consciously in your body. And I cannot stress how important that is. It's like your body is your home. Okay, and I often use this example. I say, let's say if you leave your home open, leave the door open, leave the windows open, and just leave. Come back after 6 months. You know there's someone or something else that has taken your place, right? They're eating from your fridge, they're sleeping in your bed, they're taking a shower in your bathroom, and you don't want that. So just like that, our bodies are supposed to be your vessel. This is a vessel that is going to carry you throughout this life. It's your home. So if your home has dents and rips and holes in it, something else is going to take your space. And that often happens when we are stressed. We have complexities about our bodies. We don't want to be in our bodies. We have emotional stress. We have physical pain, and it's just not fun to be in the body, right? So most people that I know who come into psychic mediumship it's a foreign concept to be in the body. They love to be outside the body, and I mean, we have been doing this for a long time, right? We have lived and we have died. We have come back into new bodies, so it comes naturally to us to not be in the body. But by not being in your body, not claiming your space, you're allowing outside energies to then take the space. So you want to be in the body. How do you do that? Some of the ways of being in your body would be movement classes like dance class, martial arts, walk in the nature, vipassana meditation, breath work, sitting in the power meditation. Those things will allow you to develop a language with your own body. Okay, where it's like, if especially for those of you who have ever thought about becoming psychic medium, the only way for you to receive messages is to stay in your body, right? So if you're not in your body, you're going to miss all those intuitive messages coming your way, right? So body scanning, Vipassana will help you staying in your body. Step number 3 is core values. So we're going to go through a quick exercise. I'm going to put some questions for you. And what I want you guys to do is, you don't need to use the chat. I mean, you could if you wanted to. But as I pose the question, I want you to think about it for maybe 15 seconds, not too much thinking. Okay. Intuitively answer those questions for yourself. So here's the first question. Reflect on a time in your life when you felt really happy. You were fulfilled. You were so proud of yourself. When was that for you? And what were you doing? What was going on around you? Who was around you? Who were the people around you? And what was really making you happy? What was it that was making you happy? and identify a few things. Make sure that you bring yourself to that time in your life that you were really happy and proud of yourself. Okay, and see what was making you really happy. Question number 2, and I will send this exercise out. So when David sends you an email, we'll make sure that you have this exercise so you can repeat it. Question number 2 is, take a moment to describe a time in your life when you are unhappy, dissatisfied, angry, disappointed. Maybe it was someone, maybe it was yourself or something around you that was making you unhappy. What was that? When we are unfulfilled or frustrated, that can often be a sign that our values are being squashed. Okay, so you're identifying what exactly was making you unhappy. If it's a person, what was going on? How were they making you unhappy? This is one of the exercises we do in mediumship level 2, a lot of shadow work. Question number 3. There are certain activities in our life that makes us feel like you're relaxed, you're in the flow, you feel really intuitive. So think about those activities and what about those things make you feel relaxed and in the flow? So if you like painting, what about painting do you actually enjoy? If you like to walk in the nature, what about that do you enjoy? Question number 4. You're almost there. Question number 4. There are certain people in our life that we look up to, right? Everyone has that, at least one person in our life that we think, oh, it's so awesome. So think about that person in your life. It could be a family member. It could be a famous person from the past. What about them do you like? Someone that you look up to. What exactly about them do you admire? The things that we admire in other people often seem to be our core values. Okay, those are things which are really important for us. So try to find maybe 2 or 3 things that you admire about that person. Question number 5. When other people come to you for help, what exactly are they coming to you for? What are your natural gifts? Are you a good listener? Are you really patient? Are you a good friend? What are some of the qualities and gifts that you have? You're naturally good at those things. And then the question. Last question is, if you had so much money, let's say you paid off all your bills and you have excess money left over, okay, what would be the first thing you go and buy? You can be honest. You don't have to tell us. Okay. You can go buy the shoes or the new style that you saw online yesterday or the vacation, or you can invest in education. The very first thing you're going to buy with money. Money is a limited resource for most of us, right? So the way we choose to spend it is telling you something about yourself. Okay. Everyone has all the answers. When you look at the list of things that you came up with in our classes in psychic mediumship, what we do is we take that list. Sometimes people will come up with 15, 20 things which are really important for them, right? And we bring it down to the top 3. Okay, so because what happens is normally there's one thing which defines who you are, and then everything else is complementing it. Everything else is supporting that core value that defines who you are. So for me, my top core value is freedom, but then there are other things which are important for me. But if I have to choose between freedom and some of those other things, I'll pick freedom every single time. Now, obviously, I define freedom differently than you guys would. But it comes down to how you define some of these things, right? So for me, freedom is just being free mentally and physically free. And everything else that's important for me is supporting that core value of freedom. The more you understand what your core value is, then you can reinforce and communicate it to the friends and family members around you. That is your step number 4 for boundaries. Okay. Once you know what your top core value is, maybe it's 1 or 2 or 3, you begin to re-educate. And I'm saying re-educate because for all these years we have showing up as someone that we are not, right? And suddenly now you know what your core value is. It's like, oh, so now I need to go and teach my friends and my family members that this is important for me. This is who I am. Freedom is mana. So if mana doesn't have freedom in relationships, at work, the projects that I'm picking, then it's not going to work out for me. It's not going to be sustainable. And it's not going to be overnight, but what you see and what you notice is the people who actually care about you, the people who want to support you and love you, will help you declutter all the things that we have been carrying on our shoulders, thinking those were our core values. Right? Now, before I end, if some of you are thinking, what is that difference between a core value and a belief? Your core value is your root. Okay, that's who you are. That's your essence. It will never change. Doesn't matter how many lifetimes you take. It's not going to change. That's the essence of your soul, your spirit. Belief systems, on the other hand, are like branches and fruits and flowers. They come and they go. They can be conditioned. You can learn things. And belief systems are not always bad. There are some amazing belief systems, right? Like loyalty, honesty, great belief systems. But if they don't sync and they don't align with the essence of your soul, that is your core value, it's not going to be sustainable. And unfortunately, for most of us, we are running behind endorsing our belief system, things that we think are important to us. So that's how we create boundaries in psychic mediumship. Okay, intention, staying in your body, understanding what your core value is, who you are, and then reinforcing and re-educating your friends and family members about what is important for you. And that becomes your boundary. So you're not creating boundaries for others, but for yourself. Thank you.
Thank you, Mana. Thank you. Thank you. I want to invite all of you to begin to insert some questions in the chat, and I'll address those to Amanda and Mana as they arise. And so encourage you to stick with us right till 6. We're very punctual with our time here. Mana, I want to get started as people are putting in questions in the chat with a question for you. As we become aware of our own core values, or maybe start to articulate those to the people around us, how do we navigate when our core values might be in direct dissonance, or whatever other word you might want to use, with the core values of those who are closest to us, who would probably be either partner, spouse, child, close friend, business partner? How do we navigate that when it's like, whoa, my value is really different than yours? How do we
And
deal with
that falls in the field of expectations, right? Because your core value may or may not be the same as the core value of people around you. And in most cases, it may not be. Okay, let's just use that. It may not be the same as your people closest to you. you're not trying to change your core value or their core value. What we are trying to do here is really be clear about our boundaries and our expectations. You're trying to not mislead them into believing that you are someone else that you're not. That's just going to make you unhappy, and you're not going to show up as the best possible version of you. So that's not helping you, and that's not helping the people that love you and you love them, right? So it takes, which is why I said it's not going to be overnight. It's going to be a re-education project that you undertake. It's going to take some time. It took me a long time, 7 years, for all the people that I love to understand who I am. Trust me, I was that person who would wait for people for hours. They would show up late, and time is my second core value. And then I would get irritated and annoyed. But it wasn't their fault. I had never told them who I was.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. And sometimes we just don't even realize, what our core values are. Obviously, that's why we having this conversation. So it's wonderful. Okay, Kristen, let's see, ask Amanda, how long should we look at that sacred geometry image? And do we do it daily to create proper vibration to manifest what we desire? Now, I want to also say, and we've got several other, there you go. Shelly Poovey asks, were they channeled? So we go into this in depth in Amanda's conversation on the Awakened Magazine podcast. So if you could just be real brief, because I know it's an amazing conversation, right, about how they were channeled, but just tell us real briefly how they were channeled and answer Kristen's question of how long do you look at it? What do you do with it?
Yeah.
All the
Thank you. Yes, the system originally was channeled in 2001. And listen to the podcast, read the article. I really go in depth on that, as well as I wrote an article last month about the Diamond Code Creative System. So it really gets into it more. And also, when you download the free gift, you'll get some more information about that. But the Diamond Energy codes were channeled in. They have original universal light language. There's galactic symbols. There's all kinds of things that are in that. And then it's designed upon Metatron's cube. So it has a lot to it that, and it's holographic. They're moving. There's a lot to it, but it's also a simple, even though it's complex, it's simple. So going to Kristen's question, first of all, when you write on the template, you don't have to write in the middle. And again, it's in the instructions in the ebook that you get with the template. And what you want to do is ideally, yes, reading your manifestation template every day and activating it, asking it to assist you, asking the divine to assist you. And remember, it too is holographic. It's going to spin, and it's going to spin counterclockwise to release energies that are not in alignment, to clear that clutter, and then spin clockwise to bring it forth. And how to create the proper vibration is really when you start seeing it manifest, and you start seeing components of it manifest, or maybe you see something that's out of alignment that it's revealing to you that needs to be healed and transformed. And what are some of the most effective energetic healing modalities? The Diamond Code Creative System alone is a healing and transformation modality. If you use any other type of modalities or spiritual practice, it will work with it. It does not compete because it's 12th dimensional technology, which is about oneness and unity. And it will not compete with the other modality. It will only amplify it and enhance it. So if you use theta healing, pranic healing, even Reiki, like any of it, it will only enhance it. It will not compete with it.
And you get extra credit with Amanda if you can say Diamond Code Creative System 10 times. And I can't. Diamond Code Creative System, Diamond Code Creative System, Diamond Code Creative System. I've said that a lot. So thank you, Amanda.
One of the things I would like to just put out there too for everybody is, Mana talked about the way that she's gone about it, and it is a process. It's a journey that we all go through. And what I love about the system is it really helps you become more aware, and also for those of you that are here, there's something that you're here to do, or you're working on it, but you just can't quite get it. It really opens up your clear gifts. It opens up the awareness of who you are and helping you align and bring that in for yourself.
Thank you. Shelley asked another question to Mana. Love your questions for discovering core values. What assessments do you enjoy or recommend for discovering your core values?
A lot of stuff that we do in those classes are channeled answers. So that the assessment, the questions that I use for you guys, I do physical channeling, and that's how I create the content that I teach in my classes. So that's the assessment we use. It's more, I'm going to send you that so you can take a look at it. It actually has some more guided questions in it, and it gives you step-by-step process of coming down to your top 5. Work with top 5. Okay. You don't need to get to 1. Work with 5 core values, and eventually over time, maybe 6 months from now or 12 months from now, your goal should be to get to that one thing that is you. Okay, not 5, 1.
You differentiate between, and I love how you said, I wrote this down, that you're endorsing your beliefs. Sometimes we're walking around endorsing our beliefs that may or may not be in alignment with what we really value. I love that phrase. I'm endorsing my beliefs. And really what I'm doing is I'm probably endorsing my beliefs that my mom or dad, passed along, or the religion that I grew up and, with as well. So how do I differentiate between, this is just something that I was given by my parents a long time ago, versus this is what I really want?
Yeah, I mean, in the classes, we sit down with each person and we kind of work through it. The way I came to it, so my mom would tell me growing up that, hey, be there for people who need you, right? So she's giving me a beautiful belief system that says back people up if they need you. She didn't know that time was my core value. Okay, so I'm here like growing up, giving my time away for free and getting irritated and resentful and bitter about that. And eventually I came to understand that, yeah, you know what? That's a great belief system, but it's actually making me unhappy. So the way I assess things is I say, is this, obviously, and now I know freedom, but on the journey of coming to that realization, I knew that the things that I'm endorsing and belief systems that I think are my core values are not really making me happy. They're not making me feel free in the things I do. And your higher self is free, right? It has no fears. Your soul, your spirit has been free. So essentially your one of your core values needs to be freedom at some point. So you look at all the projects you do, all the relationships, all the belief systems that you're endorsing, and say, does this really make me happy and satisfied? And if it doesn't, then it's a belief system, because you picked up on it at some point.
And would you say,
I would add one more thing to that too. You'll know as you get to know yourself more, does it resonate for you anymore? Like, do you feel good if you're believing that? Is it bringing you joy? And if it's not, then you're living someone else's values and beliefs.
Yeah. Vibrational resonance is a real thing.
Right.
Yeah.
seems like an underlying question would be for a number of us is, well, okay, yeah, this is not bringing me vibrational resonance, bringing me joy. It doesn't feel in alignment. This doesn't make me happy. But then the next question is, do I actually deserve to be happy? Like, can you speak to that for a moment?
You want me to take that?
Yeah.
Yeah. those are saboteurs. Okay, so we have 9 different voices or noises in your head that keep you away from being who you are. And one of those things, one of those saboteurs is not good enough. And many people have it. Okay, and it's a belief system. Once again, all those 9 saboteurs, they are activated on the left side of your brain. The right side of your brain is your intuitive control. The left side of your brain is for problem solving, deep thinking, rational thinking, all those things. And all those saboteurs, those sounds, those noises in your head that say you're not good enough, they all show up in fancy, beautiful outfits. Okay, the not good enough says I'm a perfectionist. But deep under that, I'm a perfectionist says I'm not good enough. So you got to look at these saboteurs. There's a saboteur assessment that I can send you. Thanks for bringing that up, David. It's an assessment that you can just click on the link, go through 50 questions, and it shows you what are your top 9 saboteurs. So that allows you, once again, as Amanda said, you have to know yourself and what resonates with you. And a lot of these things are just purely belief systems. You know, the first time you establish a belief system is when you're born, the moment you come out and your doctor delivers you. The way your mom holds you and she says, wow, this is beautiful. I'm in love with this. That's your first belief system. Or if your mom said, holy shit, what is this? That's your first belief system. So go back to that day that, the point in time when your mom held you and said, holy shit. Or maybe she said, I love you. That's going to give you your first belief system, right? So you got to explore years and years of belief systems that we have built subconsciously to get to where you are today and who you are.
Other questions? Maybe one more question. Anybody's got something that's been... Sherry says, how often should we review your core values?
I do them every 6 months, but they will never change. I promise you that. Your core values, once again, is like the root. Okay, it's the root of the tree. If you are a beautiful coconut tree, the root of that tree is your value. It's not going to be the same as your family or your friends in most situations, but the belief systems, which are like the branches and the fruits and the flowers, those may or may they will be the same as your family, right? Your friends and family members may have the same belief system, but your core value may not be the same as your rest of your family. Okay. I would say 6 months, every 6 months, do that assessment to see if your core value has shifted. But I think it's not going to shift if you know what that one thing is that defines you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Hey, I want to give, and please, if you could just stay on the call for 3 more minutes to honor Amanda and Mana as they just share. I know they've been talking a little bit about their work, but I want to give them both kind of 1 minute just to share about what they do. If you happen to want to, of course, follow them, but perhaps connect with them in other ways. Amanda, would you mind sharing what you do with Co-Create Your Success?
Yeah. First of all, we provide one-on-one sessions, energetic healing, transformation. I call it the Diamond Evolution sessions, as well as group programs. And the group programs are designed so that it's the Diamond Code Club, which teaches you about the codes in the Diamond Code Creative System. We have Evolve Your All Fifth Dimension Mentorship. We work with the elevation codes of the system and fifth dimensional principles. And then the Diamond Light Circle, which is our mastermind, master heart, master soul circle that works together. It's a year-long program, and we work with the ascension codes of the system. So there's multiple ways of playing with this. We also have the 30-day Souls Journey, which is amazing journey to take, which you can do by yourself, but we're also going to have a group-led one in January. So, sign up for the free gift. You'll get information about that. And thanks for everything that you do, David. And thanks for everyone that came on the call. So really appreciate you being here and just sharing your rays of light and brilliance that you are.
The gift that and the manifestation template that you had shared with us. That's the third link down here on the chat. And if you guys don't get those links and you're worried about that, you'll get that in the email that I'll send out tomorrow with the replay to everybody. So, Mona, can you just share briefly with us what you do and how you do it?
Yeah. So I'm a former therapist and I'm a psychic medium. I teach psychic mediumship. I teach ancestral lineage healing, which focuses on your family. I'm also a death doula or a death educator. So if you guys don't know what that is, just like we have life coaches, we also have coaches who are death coaches. So we help family members and people who are transitioning to have a mindful, conscious transition. And that's what I've been doing for 17 years. I also run a nonprofit called Give Global Initiative. We work with kids in 17 countries through different programs. And I will be actually teaching a Psychic 101 class at Behind the Lids, which starts in 2 weeks. It's a 12-week program, every Sunday, 2 hours. And it's not focused on mediumship. It's hyper focused on psychic stuff. So everything intuitive in the psychic realm.
Links are on the right-hand side in the comments as well. And both of those, all the programs that Mona does are online. So anybody can join from anywhere in the world.
Right.
It has been great.
We have some folks here today that I see who are in the program.
Yes. I know Kristen Lee is in the program. Who else? Anybody else?
Yeah, Cheryl's doing Mediumship 1 right now. Yeah.
Perfect. Wonderful. It's good to have you guys. Well, it is wonderful to have you here with us. Just a couple things. One, I do want to recognize those of you who are executive contributors tonight. I said hello on the way in. Thank you for the ways that you're investing in our community. Amanda, Mona, Kimberly Dunakey, Molly Burkett. Let's see, Dina Canijo, Carrie Skier, Natasha Davidson, Shelley Poovey, Sandy D, Juliana Erickson, and that's it. Yeah. I just appreciate you guys. Love you. Thank you. We do this once a month. We'll do it again in November. And in December, I've already got our speakers lined up for those 2 months. I also want to tell you about 2 other things. One, I'm also doing a thing in December called De-Stress December. So it's a midday call, 30 minutes on Wednesdays, the first 3 Wednesdays in December, where I'm having somebody kind of bring a specific modality to the table to help us de-stress. And so December 4th, Molly Burkett is going to be leading that session. So wave Molly. And then December 11th, Carrie Skier is going to be leading that session. Wave Carrie. And then December 18th, Dinah Simpson, who was able to make it tonight, she'll be leading that. That's just a free, no pitch, just investing, encouraging us to create peaceful month of December. And then I also, one of the things that I'm manifesting is that I really have a passion for events. I love putting on big events. And so I am in the process of manifesting a location here in Orange County to do our first in-person Awakened Magazine conference, a 1-day conference, kind of like 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., where we'll have a couple main sessions and workshops and all that good stuff around spirituality and consciousness. And so I'm looking to get a location for about 200-300 people. And so just know that that's something that I'm working toward. I know some of you are outside the area and may not be able to participate, but for me, that's just the first step in having large national events around these topics. And so if you want to join with me and manifest, I've joined with you and manifest for all the things you guys have got going on. Feel free to join with me and manifest in that too. So it's just great to be with you, and you guys have a wonderful evening, and we'll talk again soon. All right. See you guys.